Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. I put this bill in on behalf of the Second Amendment Coalition and intended to have them up here to get into the details. I can get into some of it, but they will be testifying in a more detailed fashion, hopefully in the near future. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, the bill before you, 7390, is pretty simple. If you believe in our Constitution and Bill of Rights, then you must support this bill. It merely makes it easier for law-abiding citizens to own and purchase firearms as guaranteed by the Second Amendment. The argument that to end all the terrible mass shooting occurring across our country, that we have to make it harder for law-abiding citizens to own guns is absurd. Does anyone really think that a sick person capable of mass shooting innocent adults and children would be deterred by tougher gun ownership laws? Does anyone really think that the cowards called terrorists who would blow themselves up would be deterred by laws making it harder for law-abiding citizens to buy guns? No. The answer is not to make it harder for law-abiding citizens to protect their families, but to make it easier. And my bill does just that. Basically what it does, it codifies and standardizes the practice that we have in Rhode Island by the Attorney General now. I think it's a good process, needs a little fine-tuning. Our Attorney General's change office. That policy could change at any time without us doing our job setting policy into law. It adds due process and a time frame for applying for a permit. It revokes the licenses of those who are here illegal. My understanding from the Second Amendment Coalition, there are people who are here illegally who have a permit to carry. That's absurd. They would be revoked immediately. It no longer requires the 3 letters of reference as Representative Filella's bill does, or doing your fingerprints again, because your fingerprints are taken, they're done digitally, they have them on file. It also gives a renewal process in an emergency one time with a $50 fee. So for somebody who works for, say, a job related, say they work on the trucks that carry money, if their permit lapses or they lose it or they don't get it in a timely fashion, that person would immediately lose their job and would not be able to apply for unemployment. So that person would be out of work and out of money. This allows them to pay the $50 one time and to get an emergency renewal so they can hold on to their job until they get their permit. Pertaining to the cities and towns, it makes the application standard across the 39 cities and towns. And what is happening, some police chiefs who do not want to issue these permits are adding their own things into the permit process, as proven by an East Providence case where a man sued and the Supreme Court, who was denied, and the Supreme Court of Rhode Island said to the cities and towns, stop adding your own stuff and follow the policy that is set by the General Assembly. And that was a 2015, by the way, Supreme Court case. It defines what a suitable person is. It excludes gang members or anyone with a criminal record or anyone who has a protective order from getting a permit to carry a gun. And as I said, Frank Sakosha and Mike O'Neill from the Second Amendment Coalition will be testifying, and they have many more details. However, I would be happy to